Lena lived in a small town where people loved buying new things and hated repairing old ones. She was different. She liked objects that other people threw away. A dented pail, a cracked bell, a scratched camera that no longer worked. Her favorite treasure was a strange portable camera shaped like a silver cube with a handle. It had no battery, no screen, and no manual. When she pointed it at the street spotlight, the viewfinder sometimes showed a floating lantern of pale blue fire circling the glowing bulb. One rainy evening, the electricity in her house flickered. The ceiling fan slowed, the light switch clicked off by itself, and the kitchen went dark. Lena grabbed her flashlight with one hand and the portable camera with the other. As she walked into the kitchen, she heard a clear metallic ding, like a bell ringing from inside the refrigerator. "That's impossible," she whispered. She opened the fridge door. The cool air smelled like ordinary food, but the sound continued, steady and musical. Her camera vibrated in her hand, as if the refrigeration system inside the fridge was calling to it. Through the viewfinder, Lena saw something she could not see with her naked eyes. A blue lantern creature, pressed against the back wall of the fridge, signaling to her. She set her flashlight on a low shelf beside a wooden stool, climbed onto it, and peered closer. Beside the icebox was an old metal drawer that had never opened properly. Now, however, it slid aside on its own, revealing a tiny, shining door. On a hook above it hung her father's yellow raincoat, gently swaying as if someone had just brushed past it. Lena hesitated, then touched the door. The moment her fingers brushed the metal, a roaring force pulled her forward. It felt like being sucked into a gigantic vacuum. Wind screamed around her as she tumbled through a glowing tunnel. Broken objects whirled past, a bicycle pedal, a bent ladder, a cracked fan, a loose elevator lift button. She landed hard on a stone floor in a cavernous hall. High above, yellow lights shone like artificial suns. Rows of machines lined the walls, grinders, rollers, hammers, all ticking in rhythmic harmony. A huge man with arms like tree trunks stood before a blazing forge. He wore a leather apron and a helmet that glowed at the edges. Behind him, a great mill turned slowly, grinding ore into powder. "Welcome to the workshop between worlds," he said in a deep, echoing voice. "I am Bran, Master Smith. You must be the girl who opened the fridge door portal." Lena's heart pounded. Around Bran, bars and tools of different metal types lay in separate trays. Iron bars dull and heavy, lead ingots stacked like gray bricks, polished brass tubes shining with golden light, and artistic bronze plates engraved with swirling patterns. On a nearby table, molten mixtures glowed. Bran stirred them with long rods. "These are alloy blends," he explained. "We combine metals to make them stronger, lighter, or more flexible. Your world uses them for bridges, ships, machines, but throws them away when they break." Lena watched workers pour thick gray cement into molds. A machine labeled Cementer vibrated gently as it shaped perfect blocks. Beside it were barrels of black pitch, white lime powder, and pale plaster, ready to seal cracks and repair walls in both worlds. "Everything broken in your world appears here first," Bran said. "We fix what is still worthy, but lately, things are arriving in terrible condition, made of inferior materials, cheaply built, almost designed to fail." Bran led Lena through a doorway into another chamber. Here the air felt softer, filled with the whisper of threads sliding against each other. "This is the weaving wing," he said. Spools of fiber spun on tall racks. Long threads flowed into machines that would knit and weave them into cloth. One machine produced strong fabric sheets. Another specialized in thick canvas for tents and bags. Nearby, delicate linen fluttered like pale leaves. Rolls of cotton were stacked like clouds. A table displayed shiny nylon strips used for ropes, straps, and rainproof clothing. On hooks along the wall hung coats and bags made of leather and plastic, waiting to be repaired and sent back to the human world. "We fix what people bring us, if they care enough not to throw it away," Brand said. "Your father's raincoat, for example, has visited us many times." Lena blushed. She remembered how often she had patched that coat instead of buying a new one. Beyond the fabric chamber lay another hall filled with the scent of fresh-cut wood. Stacks of lumber towered toward the ceiling. Beams, planks, and panels were sorted carefully, some rough, some smooth, all ready for use. A gentle giant made entirely of wooden pieces hammered nails into a table frame. Each time he moved, his joints creaked softly, like branches in the wind. "He repairs chairs, shelves, windows, doors, toys," Brand said. "When a child loves a broken toy enough to cry over it, the toy arrives here. We restore it and send it back the next morning." Lena stroked a wooden toy horse waiting on a bench. It looked like something a child would never want to lose. Next, Brand took her down a sloping tunnel. The air grew cooler and heavier. "This is our mine," he said. "At the bottom lies the pit where we harvest power." The tunnel opened into a massive cavern filled with glowing stones. Walls studded with diamond shards glittered like frozen lightning. Clusters of crystal pulsed in soft colors, blue, green, violet, like sleeping stars. Workers tended complicated drilling machines, carefully applying oil to gears to lubricate them. The machines hummed in perfect rhythm, not too fast, not too slow. "Diamonds and crystals power the portals between worlds," Bran explained. "But someone has been stealing them. In their place, we find fake stones, counterfeit gems that crumble when touched. They weaken our tools and threaten the entire workshop." He picked up a dull stone from a crate. "See this? It looks strong, but is actually fragile. When we place it in a lantern, the light flickers and dies." Something moved behind a crystal pillar. Lena squinted and saw a tiny figure darting away, a miniature goblin no bigger than her hand, carrying a sack that clinked softly. "There!" she shouted. "That creature is stealing your diamonds!" Brand snarled. "The saboteurs." They chased the goblin up a side tunnel and into a wide chamber filled with scattered tools and glowing dust. In the center stood a shimmering fence made of pure light. Behind it, dozens of lanterns hung in the air, their flames dim and trembling. The goblin sprinted toward a gap in the fence. A metal hurdle appeared in its path, but the creature easily swung over it, agile as a squirrel. Lena tried to follow, but the hurdle rose higher in front of her. Her foot caught on it, and she nearly fell. The portable camera swung from its strap, bumping into her chest. The blue lantern creature, the same one she had seen in her fridge, appeared again, spinning quickly. It darted toward the goblin, blocking its path. In the corner of the room stood a strange machine shaped like a shovel attached to a barrel. A label read, "Dredge Unit." The machine was slowly trying to dredge shimmering dust from the floor and pour it into a metal can marked "Emergency Fuel." But most of the dust had already been swept into the goblin's sack. "Stop!" Lena cried. "You're stealing the energy they need to keep the lanterns alive." The goblin froze, clutching its bag. Its eyes were bright and desperate. "Our lanterns in the forgotten places are dying," it squeaked. "People in your world buy cheap lamps made of inferior metal, weak plastic, and counterfeit crystals. They throw them away without care. Our side loses power. We steal because we're desperate." Lena looked at the dim lanterns behind the fence, then at the durable tools and fabrics she had seen repaired in the workshop. She thought about her own town, where people replaced phones, furniture, clothes, and machines long before they truly needed to. Bran's voice softened. "The goblins are wrong to steal, but they are not wrong about the cause." Lena took a deep breath. "What if we fix the problem from my side?" she asked. "Not just one broken item at a time, but the way people think." Bran studied her carefully. "You are only one human." "But I can start," she said. "I can teach people how to repair, reuse, and respect what they own. I can show children how to mend fabric, reinforce wooden chairs, polish metal tools, and choose things that last instead of inferior ones that break immediately. I can tell them that every time they care for an object, a lantern somewhere shines brighter." The blue lantern creature floated to her shoulder and rested there like a warm little sun. Bran nodded slowly. "Then we will support you. When you open your fridge and hear the bell again, step through. We will give you examples, tools, and stories to carry back." He tapped the ground with his hammer. The floor glowed and a portal opened, a smooth circle of light leading back to her kitchen. Back in her own world, Lena started small. She organized a repair night at the community center. On worn tables, people placed broken bells, cracked stools, bent bicycle pedals, loose drawers, torn raincoats, damaged shelves, and old lamps with dim bulbs. She taught them how to seal cracks with plaster, patch leaks with pitch, strengthen joints with cement, clean fans, fix switches, rebuild wooden frames from spare lumber, and sew patches onto cotton jackets. She showed them how to choose better materials: real leather instead of weak, fake plastic when possible, strong canvas bags instead of disposable ones, good quality linen and fiber-based fabrics that could be washed and mended, not just replaced. Children loved seeing old toys return to life. Adults were surprised at how satisfying it felt to repair instead of throw away. Soon the town had a small workshop of its own, with a modest mill for grinding, a tiny forge for metalwork, shelves of tools, and a corner full of fabrics and wooden pieces ready to be transformed. At night, when Lena was alone, she sometimes pointed her portable camera at the ceiling. Through the viewfinder, she could see faint blue lanterns floating above the town, brighter now, steadier, no longer so fragile. The goblins stopped stealing. The counterfeit crystals disappeared from the mine. The portal stabilized. And somewhere deep beneath the world, in the workshop between worlds, Bran would occasionally ring a small bell and say, "To Lena, the durable bridge between our worlds." The sound of that bell echoed softly through the tunnels, through the mine, through the weaving halls, through the lumber stacks, and, if you listened very carefully on a quiet night, maybe even into the humming heart of your own refrigerator.